Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Sunday, November the 23rd, 2025. Welcome to another historical video. Today I'm going to be showing you a Conrail freight train that struck a car carrier that was disabled on the railroad tracks in River Edge, New Jersey on April 11th, 1988. At the time, I worked literally right around the corner, and I heard the tremendous crash, and I knew what happened, and I was first on the scene. I'm now going to walk you through the entire incident with pictures that I took, and I'm going to acquaint you with how it happened and what, if anything, has changed today. So that being said, let's get started. First, I would like to acquaint you with the area and show you where everything went down. We're going to start right here with this blue pushpin icon. This was where I was working at the time. This is a current Google Earth screenshot, and as you can see, there's nothing there anymore. But there used to be a big junkyard there that my friend's parents owned, so I was working there at the time. The railroad crossing is right here. As you can see, we can see it right from our place. And there's also a second one right here. Look, at the Grand Avenue grade crossing. Now the one here is known as the Main Street grade crossing. This one was somewhat high. I'm sure you guys are familiar with railroad crossings that are higher, so you have to go over them really slowly. Problem is, if you have a low vehicle, like a tractor trailer pulling a lowboy, you have to be very, very cautious because you could get stuck. I had seen a few get stuck here, but this one was really bad. This one was much, much higher, and this is where the accident occurred. This blue pushpin here is approximately where the locomotive landed after he came to a full stop, after he struck the truck. So again, to rehash, I was here, heard the crash. First I heard the engineer leaning on the air horn, like crazy. Then I heard a crash. Then I heard, and I knew right away what that was. That was the sound of the locomotive wheels that had come off the tracks and were running over the railroad ties. Now at the time, I had my car parked over here with the camera in it. But instead of running over and grabbing the camera first, I ran up to here just to verify it happened. Yes, it did. Ran back, got to my car, got my camera, ran back up, worked my way, and started taking pictures. Now, let's go to the pictures I took. When I first arrived on the scene, this is what I saw. You can see the Conrail locomotive has come off the tracks and is listing to one side. On both sides of the train, you can see wreckage of the tractor trailer with the new cars on it. Here's a closer view. You can see how the front is bent from where the impact was, and part of the tractor trailer got thrown to this side, part got thrown to this side. We are now going to take a look at this side, which was actually a parking lot for one of the office buildings. This is the trailer section, and as you can see, it's split off with cars on it and landed on people's parked cars that were at the office building working. The trains that used to run this line were not very long. This was mainly a commuter line, and even today still is a commuter line. Back then, it wasn't common to see freight trains, and today, I don't think you see them at all on this line. It's strictly commuter. These are all 1988 Buicks, which will never make their destination. Look at that. Look at the immense damage. Here you can see, this was taken a few minutes later. River Edge Fire Department is on the scene, and they even brought out their classic fire truck. I don't know what year this truck is. I'm guessing it could be from the 50s. but they kept it immaculately. They had a lot of newer equipment too, but when there was a serious fire and they needed all their vehicles, they called this vehicle out as well. And I vividly remember seeing this in other places in River Edge working. Here's another scene like I showed you earlier with the cars that were wrecked and pushed into the lot. This is another view of the locomotive, and this is where we just came from, right here. That's where we just came out of. By the way, you're going to see a lot of civilians like this guy right here. Almost every single civilian is somebody I know. For instance, this guy's name is Umberto, and he worked in the body shop, the Mercedes-Benz body shop that used to be there. It's not there anymore. Now this is the other side. This one I took right before I left later on. What they did was they started cutting up pieces of the car carrier. Look, they were cutting it up with a torch and loading it onto flatbeds. They had the entire road closed, and because it was getting near rush hour, the commuter train could not stop. It couldn't get through, and they were providing bus service that day. Here's one of the Buicks that was on the car carrier. This was never going to be in anybody's driveway. Now, this is looking, again, from afar. Here are those wrecked cars I showed you earlier that landed on people's parked cars. Oddly enough, this middle-aged guy here, I can't remember exactly who he is, but he knew me. I remember vividly him recognizing who I was and where I worked. I think he was a client. Now, this picture was taken a little later, maybe a couple of hours later. You'll notice they moved out all the cars that were parked there that belonged to the office help. And now they're going to try and get this out of here. There's another view, another angle. That's a River Edge cop. You can see there's a big wrecker over here. Got some construction equipment they moved in. This was huge. Now this is the other side that I haven't shown you yet. The side opposite from the office building that I was just talking about. Here's the cab of the tractor trailer with more Buicks on it. And these are some local workers who work in my area. And that was how it went down, guys. April 11th, 1988. You'll notice that, as usual, it was a cloudy, rainy day in northern New Jersey. We've always had cloudy, rainy days, even to today. Unbelievable. But if you enjoyed this video, please comment. If you were actually there at the scene and remember this, please comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I plan to put out quite a few more historic videos that I took pictures of back in the 1980s and 90s. They will be located in New York City and some here in northern New Jersey. If you have any questions, any comments, any observations, please feel free to put them in the comments section. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you found this video entertaining and informative. Rock on and peace.